2012. 2014 kam er zur PDC, wartet bislang noch auf das ganz große Highlight. Die Rede ist vom Lipstick Christian Kist. Christian Kist nimmt es mit einem Mann aus Nordirland auf. Der Tag seines Lebens war der 8. Oktober 2011. Damals war er der allererste Spieler, der beim Modus Double In, Double Out den 9-Darter warf. Damals im Halbfinale gegen James Wade beim World Grand Prix. Seitdem trägt er den Nickname History Maker Brandon Dolan. Best of 11 Legs. 6 Legs braucht man also, um in die zweite Runde einzuziehen. Und der Caller dieser ersten Partie an diesem Freitagabend ist The Puppy, George Noble.
Well, welcome back to the Glaspalast in Sindelfingen, Germany for the Happy Bet European Darts Grand Prix, the penultimate European Tour event of the PDC calendar of 2016. Just this one and the tournament in Hildesheim, the German Darts Championship to come to conclude the Euro Tour action for the year. The European Championship awaits in Hasselt in Belgium at the end of October, at the end of this all, and we've got a few players desperately scrabbling to make it there, one of the big tournaments of the year. And tonight, Friday night, before even the seeded players come into action, we've got 3 major champions and 3 major finalists all on the way. There is quality all over the place tonight, including the 5-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld in what is an all-or-nothing weekend for him. Either he makes the final or wins it, or he will not be in Hasselt for the European Championship. It is that simple for Barney. He takes on Scott Dale, a debutant, a bit later on this evening. But we start with Christian Kist, a former Lakeside champion, and Brendan Dolan, a former runner-up in the World Grand Prix. Kicking off the evening, 8 games for you, as these guys look to book their place in the second round of action. I'm Dan Dawson, and alongside me for the opening game of the night is Paul Nicholson.
First leg, Brendan to throw first. Game on.
Well, game on it is, and we have Big Stuff versus the Lipstick. And you've got to think, with Brendan's reputation in double start darts, that the European Darts Grand Prix, well, should suit him.
Anything with Grand Prix in the title, you would think Brendan Dolan would be a threat.
I'm having that, he said. Obviously, we spoke to him just before he went on there.
100.
He's not far from being a married man. Not long indeed. Maybe a couple of weeks.
Never anything other than relaxed, Brendan Dolan.
140.
And it's an intriguing game, isn't it? Because with Brendan, we have seen him a few times on the European Tour this year, and he would admit that we probably haven't seen his best stuff, but he's been searching for something. And I thoroughly believe that over the course of the last few weeks, he has found something. A little bit of consistency, a little bit more than what he had earlier in the year. And if it wasn't for a charging Jori Meijer-Wissa
100
in Wissa, it was just, he had that game. He missed 2 darts at double, then Meijer-Wissa just went 4 straight, and he took the game. And Brendan was at the back of the stage just shaking his hands up to see what just hit me.
124.
Yeah, there have been signs from Brendan Dolan that things may be starting to turn after a real tough couple of years for him, it has to be said. Treble 18. Stay on the treble 18, leave double 16 if he hits it.
56.
Not the end of the world.
And on the flip side, you've got Christian Kist, who is the quintessential enigmatic dart player, who we have got absolutely no idea who's going to turn up.
Brendan, you require 68.
We know his class, and we know that he gets through a lot of qualifiers, but on the day, we just don't know what's going to happen with him.
Yeah, very, very difficult to predict. Double 4, nothing difficult to predict about that. Ooh.
64.
Now, Kist has left the 152, which, of all the big checkouts, it's quite a nice one. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, I'd be so frustrated not to follow that one in. He couldn't have placed it in that treble bed any better.
It's an absolute pearl of that first dart. You think he couldn't place it any better, like you say, Dan. But now, it's all up to Dolan. And for double 2. That's not ideal. Now, he's got no choice.
2.
And maybe this is the Achilles heel.
56.
But, early in the match, if you're going to miss darts, do it at the beginning.
Double 10 for Kist and a break of throw, and there it is, and he's stolen that leg as Christian Kist.
Second leg, Christian to throw first.
What we're going to do is just brush that under the carpet, he says. He's like, okay, we'll make our mistakes, get them out the way, and now we can just kick.
Well, that will be the plan. Brendan Dolan, of course, everybody remembers his run to the final of the World Grand Prix in Dublin, that tournament coming up. One he really does have a love affair with, obviously.
He made the semi-finals.
He did the following year.
140.
Yeah, back when he was playing like that, you looked at the draw and you got Brendan Dolan, and it was just followed by 2 words. Oh, no.
Quite. And it was, I mean, that run to the final saved his career. He was thinking about jacking it in pro darts. But he made the final, convinced him that he could mix it with the big boys. He made 8 PDC semi-finals before he finally won a title. Then he won 5 titles in the space of just over a year. And he just kept on going up and up and up the rankings. And now, you know, it's nearly a couple of years since his last title. It might actually have just ticked over a couple of years, actually. So he's seen all 54. That money disappearing off his ranking, you know, week by week, month by month. And it brings its own pressures. When you know you're not playing your best stuff, you're not getting your results in big TV stages, but then the floor form's going as well, and you just see a decreasing number every week next to your name in the rankings. It just adds on the pressure every week to turn up and win games, and it becomes very, very difficult.
You get to the stage where you just stop because the ranking's so low. I'm not obviously talking about my own experience, but yeah, I think what Brendan's got to do is he's just got to look forward. He can't do anything about what happened 2 years ago or what happened last year when it comes to the Pro Tour Order of Merit or even the European Order of Merit now, as it is for qualification for Hasselt in Germany. So it's important to be, I know this is a cliche in sport right now, but you've got to be in the moment. You've just got to take charge of what you can do right now.
Well, that's a good start for Kist. Needs to find another one and doesn't. So he doesn't get a dart at double 10 as he'd hoped. But Brendan's left Shanghai for a break back. Now he messed around on double 4 and double 2 and double 1 in the last leg. Simple equation here. Treble 20, single 20, tops. Oh, that's so awkward. Can he find his way through? No, he can't.
I had a sneaky suspicion he might have won 2 bulls there. Because it was very awkward. 40. This isn't awkward. It's getting more awkward by the dart, though. Now it's very, very awkward. Brendan Dolan might just steal the march here and do to Christian Kist what he did to him in the last leg.
Well, 20 for tops. He's not moving, so he's just going to chuck it to the right, I think. No, he's going to go to the left.
20.
Well, he's gone one either side, and they're both high, and you can see what Brendan thinks about that. But Kist is only going to get 2 darts.
Well, this is the hard one. That's done. And there you go.
In the second leg,
that one is very hard to hit when your opponent is on a double and you've already missed darts at doubles to win that leg. So Kist, without setting the world on fire, is 2-0 in front.
Well, both of these guys fighting out to be in Belgium for the European Championship as Dolan misses out on the first maximum. They've both got a bit of work to do, it's fair to say. Brendan's won 5 grand on the Euro Tour this year. Christian's won 3.5. Now, Christian has qualified for the last one as well, as has Brendan. So they've got 2 chances this weekend and then Hildesheim next month. And they're probably looking to get to around that £10,000 mark. That's what we think. 9-10 grand is probably going to be enough. 55. Now, for Christian Kist, he's on 3.5 now. He's got to win 2, 3. He might have to make a couple of quarterfinals or make a semi. And that's going to be tough because he's made 1 quarter-final this year on the Pro Tour. As for Brendan, 59. Winning 2 or 3 games may be enough. But then his last quarter-final was in September on the Pro Tour. So both of these guys are going to have to step things up, you would think. At least in 1 or 2 games here or there. 59. To book their place at the European Championship. And of course, Brendan's a guy who, you know, been there a number of times. Christian's been there the last 2 years. It's not one you want to miss out on.
Well, lest we forget the
100.
incredible game that Brendan had with Phil Taylor in Muirheim. I was very lucky to commentate on that game, and that was just drama from start to finish. But the good thing for both guys is that they've qualified for both events. So we're not really in a
100.
Raymond van Barneveld situation at the moment where it's do or die. It may be do or die for, well, it is going to be do or die for one of these guys come Hildesheim next month in October.
41.
But they want to get the job done this weekend so they can just let things flow over the course of the rest of this European tour for 2016. That's nice. That's not quite in there, but it's a great lead.
107.
This is better from Dolan.
Well, he had a couple of darts at tops in the last leg, and he was unable to pin them. He had darts in the opening. I mean, Brendan Dolan could be 2-0 up here. As it is, he's 2-0 down,
43.
but he can't afford to keep
Brendan,
missing
you require
doubles,
40.
just to state the blindingly obvious. Kist on a finish, albeit a big one. Tops for Dolan. There it is. He'll be feeling a little bit better about things now. Fiancé is very happy about it.
Game on.
Yes. The future wife is very happy with that, Tops. I love how she went, well done, big stuff. You love it when your partner calls you by your nickname. I know for a fact that Michaela, the partner of Dave Chisnell, calls him Chizzy.
Everyone calls him Chizzy.
Yeah, even his brother, who's also called Chizzy. And their other brother. Funny enough, he's called Chizzy as well.
97.
The Chisnells. No Chisnell here this weekend.
Boo.
Yeah, sad time.
That's to you, Dave. Why aren't you here? Well, another person isn't here is Adrian Lewis, and he's definitely can't qualify for the European Championships now, which is sad for the audience, both on TV and for the crowd, because I know that Adrian's very popular here in Germany and in other countries like Belgium and Holland.
Well, Adrian Lewis, of course, a winner of in this hall here.
140.
2012, the European Tour. It was the German Darts Masters held in Sindelfingen, and Adrian Lewis beat Ian White in the final. We have played, this is the 6th time we've used this venue on the European Tour, the most used venue on the Euro Tour. The last 2 years, well, this is the 3rd year, it's the European Darts Grand Prix. Reigning champion Kim Huybrechts. Before that, Mervyn King. A couple of years ago, Mervyn King rode over here on his motorbike.
41.
Beat Michael Smith in the final and then rode back triumphantly. I'm not sure if he took the trophy with him.
No, the trophies aren't too big, so it probably fit into his little luggage compartment on the bike. There's one hunk of an engine. I did see that in one of the hotel car parks once and thought, how do you drive that thing? But that's what Mervyn likes. He loves his bikes.
His mobile homes. European Tours of Mervyn King. It's quite the experience.
And then again, he's not the only sportsman who likes that kind of transport.
140.
PGA Golf Championship winner Jimmy Walker goes around America in a motorhome.
Now then, Kist. Stayed up there. I think that's high. Yeah.
88. Brendan,
If he'd got that treble 20, he would have had a dart for a 3-1 lead. As it is, Brendan Dolan should at least get one at the bullseye. Treble 17 for double 16.
He would love a treble 17. He really would. Oh, what's a plum dart. Another one would be peachy. Oh, now it's a different game. He misses darts in the first couple of legs, but I tell you what, he hasn't missed the last 2 legs. Big stuff is back in the game.
It certainly is. 16 darter followed by a 14 darter, and Brendan Dolan again, you know, there'll be a little bit of him thinking, I could be 4-0 up here, but as it is, it's 2-all, and he's just got to keep things going. He has got a couple of wins against Christian Kist in the past. They met 3 times. Last win Kist had was back in 2014, nearly 2 years ago now. The last meeting was in June last year, and Brendan Dolan, it was actually on the European Tour, Dutch Darts Masters. Won it 6-1 as well.
Well, Brendan, when he was qualifying, took out the very talented Dave Pallett 6-1. So when you get a result like that against a player like that, that's got to give you some confidence. And then he took out Simon Stevenson, who we have seen a couple of times on the European Tour this year, who's very, very handy. Christian, on the other hand, yesterday took out Jerry Hendricks 6-2, and his good friend Ron Meulenkamp 6-5. So that was very tight.
Meulenkamp has been playing some decent darts this year. I think he's certainly, I think he's probably upped his game over the course of the last 12 months. He looks a dangerous customer on occasion, so it's a decent win for Kist. But that's the thing with Kist. Quarter-final of the Grand Slam, he won the Lakeside. you kind of expected a little bit more, but he has had problems with injuries pretty much all the way down his right side, hasn't he? I mean, his leg and arm and everything, and you're not quite sure how big a role that has played in perhaps holding him back.
Speaking of Richard Ashdown, on many occasions about Christian, he said if he didn't have the injuries, he would be twice the player he is. But he's still very handy.
140.
Certainly is. Nick McGowan there, and Frosty the Throwman, and Jan Dekker. Look at that.
Well,
a little trio.
Jan Dekker, obviously a little bit more somber than the other two.
Yeah.
I can imagine a post-match beverage with Frosty and the Magnet being quite jolly.
Well, I would think Nick McGowan's in a great mood because he's been absolutely superb this afternoon. As Dolan looks at double 18 and he's into the lead, and that is 16 darter, 14 darter, 14 darter. Well, I don't think we're in any doubt as to who Mark Frost wants to win this.
No doubt whatsoever.
59.
And what isn't in doubt is the doubles percentage over the last 3 legs for Brendan Dolan, which is the complete opposite to the first 2 legs. It has been nothing shy of clinical, and that is a big, big plus for big stuff.
140.
He's got the bit between his teeth now. He just seems to have stolen the momentum. He's taken it, and he's running with it now.
Well, at Brendan Dolan, he changed his darts earlier this year. He's got these lovely green ones. Quite trendy now, aren't they, having green darts?
Copycat.
But he seems to have got used to them. I remember when he first changed, because he had loads of success, Brendan, with his old darts.
44.
He won those 5 PDC titles, and I'd say he was knocking on the door for so long before that. 8 finals he made before he finally got over the line and won one. I remember the World Cup of darts, he was, in my opinion, the best player 2-3 years ago, when he didn't lose a singles match. He beat Van Gerwen in the singles. He was superb.
I echo that. He was definitely the best tournament player that week. He was amazing.
It was only an inspired doubles performance from Barney
87.
and Michael Van Gerwen, where they averaged something ridiculous in the 110s to bring down the Northern Irish team. But when you've had so much success with them and then move to a dart, which is not wildly different, but it is different.
When you have extra grooves, sometimes when you're under pressure, you just need that feel of familiarity under the biggest pressure, and I think it's taken a little bit of time for Brendan to get that with the new equipment. You just feel like now it's starting to get there, day by day, tournament by tournament, or month by month now, and because he used those other darts for such a long time, and even the fact that he changed the colour of his flights for the first time in what was about 20 years, because he had the red flame flights. Now he's using dark green and I think there's a bit of black on there as well. Even the visuals have changed.
Bullseye for Dolan. Ooh, not far off. Kist has got 105. He may start on the bullseye himself here.
105.
Key moment in this match. Can Kist stop the rot? He's lost 3 legs on the spin after going 2-0 up. 85 left. Gets the treble. Double top for Kist for 3-all. Gets it. Great finish, Christian Kist. Superb stuff.
That stops the rot. Christian Kist is not going to allow Brendan Dolan to get a gap on him. Very intriguing game so far.
That one dart at the bullseye for Brendan Dolan would have been a 4th leg on the spin, and you mentioned the word momentum. It would have been all with Brendan Dolan. That would have been a break of throw as well.
99.
The winner of this plays Peter Wright.
Yes, the number 2 seed.
I wonder what darts he's going to use this weekend.
Who knows?
He did say to me at the airport last Monday morning that back to the drawing board, and I just sunk my chin as if to say, oh, what are we going to see next? But I have every faith in Snakebite, and he will deliver. Doesn't matter what he throws.
I'm expecting at some point Peter Wright to have just exhausted all options for the darts that he owns and is sent by his manufacturers, and just walk on stage and ask if he can borrow his opponents.
Well, if the circus is in town, he could possibly get 3 of those little knives that you throw at the guy who's circling on the board.
As long as it's regulation size.
99.
I think it's 12 inches.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't be over 50 grams.
50 gram, that is a bomb, isn't it?
I'm not sure what the heaviest dart that has
60.
been used in the PDC. I'm sure someone's been around a 32.
not in the PDC, but I know there was a guy called Byron Wozencraft who threw a dart that was in excess of 30 odd. It might have been close to 40. I can't remember the exact number. It was big anyway. I mean, it's like it's like shot putted essentially.
Come up with some names today. Wozencraft. What was the fella's name with the moustache?
Yves Chambellan.
Chambellan. Yeah, get on Google about Yves Chambellan.
44.
Tell us who has the best moustache or who has ever had the best moustache. Please contact us via Twitter.
Well, I mean, you had quite the tash for a while.
That was for charity.
That was for charity.
Yeah, it didn't suit me.
I don't know. I quite liked it. Dolan.
72.
It's all right though because he's going to come back. Looking at double 18, Kist still over 200 here. He's going to apply a bit of pressure though. Could be a lot of pressure. Look at this. Good setup. Christian Kist. Now there's a bit of pressure. Brendan Dolan. Now, double 18. Had a spell of not hitting doubles at the start of the match. Then he started to find his range. Can't afford to lapse, and he doesn't. And there we go. It is 4-3 Dolan.
Christian to throw first.
Oh, look at us. She's proud as punch, and why not? Brendan, one of the nicest guys on the circuit. Always got time for his fans, for the press, for everyone. He's a real example of a fantastic pro.
How big a factor do you think it is? Bearing in mind that we've already mentioned that when Brendan, you know, he was struggling before that run at the Grand Prix, which convinced him that he could make it as a pro darter. How big a factor do you think that is for him, helping him come out of the spell that he's had for the last 2 years? Where talked about him changing his darts. He said, I had to change it because I knew it wasn't working. What I was doing was not good enough anymore, and I needed to change something. The fact that he has been there and in this situation before, questioning whether he's, you know, cut out for it, that give him some sort of mental strength. I've come back from there before, from obscurity. I can do it again.
Yeah, I think you need to draw on something that has happened. Definitely, you know, something as big as that definitely helps. 100. But I think what's more important for Brendan right now is what happens in the near past. So if he wins and wins well today, something like what Mick McGowan did today, if he has a performance like that, he will then go back to his hotel tonight
60.
And say, you know, that's something I can remember, and remember in the short term to now build on. I think he obviously knows that he has had the ability to do it in the past, but now he needs to find out
82.
if he can do it at that level again. I've got a sneaky feeling though with Brendan that he's working on something, and it's just taking a bit longer than he expected. He's just got to be patient and keep doing what he's doing because the class is there. We've seen it with some of the double shots
60.
in this match. I think that's a bit, you know, 31% is not the best. It's exactly what Mick McGowan had, funnily enough.
So many of those that were missed at the very start of the game, though, weren't they? I mean, if you since leg 3, it's been pretty good from Brendan Dolan in terms of the finishing, and he's not far behind Christian Kist here. If he were to break in this leg, go 5-3, he'd have to throw in 2 of the remaining 3 legs, only needing to win 1, but needs a treble here.
60.
Ooh, doesn't get it.
I was going to say a 105 there is enough pressure on this 100. What's he going to do? He's going to go 16s.
Okay, well, look, you see a lot of play. I mean, Mervyn King's the obvious one. He's got 80, he'll go treble 16, whatever.
He will.
And Christian Kist has hit the treble with the next dart anyway, so it's not going to end up costing him a dart at double, but that is always the danger. Dolan not going to take out the 1-4-1. So it looks like we may be going 4 apiece, and effectively it'll be a best of 3 game, but Kist has got to see off the double 8.
Still double 8. Not anymore. 4-4 it is. Christian Kist has drawn level, but Brendan will know that he's still got the march. It is so important. It used to be a huge factor in old school darts where they'd play best of 5. If you were a top pro or a money player,
97.
all you do is just win your throw 3 times. If you could guarantee that, you would never lose, as long as you win the bullseye. If you don't win the bullseye, you might be in trouble. But Brendan has got the bullseye 57. In this one. So, in the old school way, he's just got to protect that throw with his life, win this leg, go all guns blazing in the next leg, and try and win 6-4.
Yeah, once again, last start into the 57. puts Brendan Dolan in a strong position. Christian Kist going to have to find a big couple of visits, maybe 2 or 3 back to back to wrestle control of this game away from Brendan Dolan. Either that, or he's going to have to rely on the Northern Irishman missing a bunch of doubles as he did at the start of this match.
I've got one for you, Dan.
100.
This is the European Darts Grand Prix. We have in the past as players, and the Players Union as well, talked about the fact that you could have the Dublin Players Championships before the Grand Prix as a double start event.
96.
Where do you stand on this event being double start?
167.
I have to say, it would make it interesting, wouldn't it? It would make it very interesting. Oh, he's not going to do this, surely. He's not going to go. He's not going to go the bullseye, is he? Is he? He is. He just didn't hit it.
42.
Delighting at least one fan.
Absolutely. 142 points, leaves 25, and to be honest with you, looking at where Christian Kist is,
59.
I probably would have done that as well.
Oh, why not? Why not? I mean, look at the averages in this game. I mean, it's 4-4. I know Christian's a long way behind in this leg, as Brendan now looks at +8.
Beautiful, beautiful lie.
Yeah.
And that's why he used it. Bumps it in off the right-hand side of the barrel. Brendan Dolan protects that throw, and now he can go for gold if he can break Kist.
Well, yeah, you look at the averages, there's a good 10 points in it here. Kist averaging around 80, Brendan Dolan averaging around 90. There you go. Now, you would not think, typically, that there would be just the one leg in it in that situation. But
60.
These are those averages. It's both doing it in 6 visits to the board, essentially. So, and there you see, there've been a couple that have gone longer than that. A couple that have gone 5 visits to the, 3 that have gone 5 visits to the board, but everything else has been around that sort of mark.
Well, Dolan's winning legs are around 100. 100 average. It's sometimes he goes and missing from maybe 6 darts, and that has an effect on his statistics. Obviously, his double stats at the beginning of the match are affected by 5-6 misses. But on his own throw, he's been very, very good.
But Kist has still got a chance. That's the thing, because he's got a healthy lead in this leg. Win it, we're going to a last leg decider, and as we all know, anything can happen in those.
In a funny sort of way, the pressure's on the guy who has the throw in the last leg, because he's expected to hold it. There you go.
140.
He knows how important that 60 was. It gives him a little sniff, just in case Christian Kist cannot find that lipstick. No pun intended.
85.
85.
Naughty finish, 1-3-1. It really is a tricky shot because he's got no chance of putting two darts together. It's 60, it's treble 13 or treble 17, and a double far away from it. So Dolan's got a really good opportunity to put pressure on.
92.
Well, again, last start in the treble 19 for Brendan Dolan. He's done that a number of times, and that could be a really, really big dart, because 1-3-1 is not going for Christian Kist, and Brendan Dolan only needs 1 treble to give himself a match dart and to avoid the hassle, the stress of a last leg decider. 109 for Dolan to close out a 6-4 win and book his place in the second round. 90 left. Oh, I'm astounded he's used the bullseye there. Astounded.
59.
Well, he's left exactly the same as what Kist's got.
Christian, you require 50.
I'm surprised as well. Looks like tops. Definitely going to be 10s. 10s it is, and we're going all the way. Sudden death, and all of a sudden the smile from Teresa has gone. Pressure's on
Brendan to throw.
Pressure's on Brendan here.
Game on.
He was in a right ding-dong with Mayo a couple of weeks back. That was 6-5. It went the other way. Can Dolan turn that tide?
Well, he bought himself an opportunity in that last leg, and once again, last start 57, Brendan Dolan. Crucial, crucial score, but Kist may just wipe that out.
100.
Oh, we can see frustration from the former world champion. There is very little in this.
Tons are good now. I say it every week, but tons are good. Going to switch now because they kick to the left. He cannot get another one in there, but he can get another one in the treble 19. Another puff of the cheeks. Hey, Dan. Those treble 19s have been his best friend in this match.
They really have. Last start, treble 19 has been an absolute godsend for Brendan Dolan.
57.
Just 57 now. Now is the opportunity for Brendan Dolan to put some real space between himself and Christian Kist in this deciding leg.
Well, whack a 140 in and he's laughing.
Oh my word.
There's the 5. Another one of those leaves a finish.
85.
That's okay, it's not the end of the world. But he's banking on no big shots from Christian Kist.
Well, ton 80 would have left a finish for Christian Kist. It's not going to happen, but a ton 40 gets him right back level pegging, and that's not far behind. Now, Brendan Dolan, what have you got? Can you set this up? You did a lot of hard work in the previous leg, left yourself 109 for the match. Did not give yourself a dart at the double.
Perfect.
Ooh, awkward.
Oh, not this
82.
time. That's all right. 120 odd in front is not the end of the world. But if Christian's going to hit another one of those, it changes everything.
140.
128 plays 104 in the final leg of this match.
Well, we saw in the last leg, it was 109 played 131. It's pretty much the reverse in this leg. He's got to go 60. It's the bull for the win. It's outside.
87.
It has not been his friend in this match. As great as last start 57 has been for him, bullseye has not worked for Brendan Dolan at all in this one. And Christian Kist might be about to make him pay, because he is going to get a match start, a double 16, and he's missed inside. And has Christian Kist blown his opportunity? Dolan will get 2 more match starts. Both men have missed one.
It's going to be a 9. I guarantee you that. He did have a couple of match starts a couple of weeks ago. He's going to have 2 more here in Sindelfingen to get through to the next round. It's awkward. Above the flight for double 8. And he's wired them both.
33.
2 right on the inside wire. 3 times Brendan Dolan has thrown a dart for the match, and 3 times he has missed. And Christian Kist may be about to knock Brendan Dolan out of the European Darts Grand Prix. Oh my word, you don't get much closer than that.
I had to look 3 times at that TV in front of us to see whether that was in. I am certain that the crowd thought that was in.
I think even Christian might have thought it was in. But Brendan Dolan has somehow survived to have another poke at it. And it's double 4 this time for Brendan Dolan. For 6-5.
Got to go underneath. It's still a clean target. It's now in. 6-5.
And the match.
6 it all the way. We had tension from start to finish. Wasn't the fastest match in the world, but I tell you what, a tense match and one that I would watch again. Brendan Dolan nicks it 6-5.
He does, but he had to survive 4 match starts from the former Lakeside champion Christian Kist. It is Dolan, though, who goes through to tomorrow's action. He will face Peter Snakebite Wright. And right now, we're going to grab a quick couple of words with him before Jeffrey de Graaf takes to the stage to take on another man who came through the European qualifiers last night. Tony Wett.
Applaus für the Lipstick. Christian Kist, der selber einige Matchstarts hatte. Brendan Dolan wird damit morgen auf die Nummer 2 der Setzliste treffen. Das ist hier in Sindelfingen Peter Wright. Brendan, congratulations. The good news is your wife is still alive.
Wife to be. We're getting married in 12 days' time.
In 12? Oh, okay. Okay. I remember you asked her in Berlin. Is that right? Yeah.
I asked her in Berlin. It's over 2 years now when I asked her, and gladly she accepted, and now the big day is coming.
So, happy with your game? Or that's actually a question I'm always asking myself. Where is Brendan Dolan actually right now? Where's he standing?
It's a bit hard for me to say where I am. I'm not where I want to be, but I am improving in ways, but I haven't got the complete game that I had. And I do know whenever I get everything going and the practice and everything right, I know I can be a force to reckon with you know, and I will be knocking on the door again. I'm on the way back. I'm not slipping anymore. I've slipped far enough now, and I'm coming back.
Perhaps is Peter Wright the perfect opponent tomorrow to show where you are?
Peter is, because Peter's world class, and you know what you're going to get from Peter. He's not going to give you much, but at least I know I have to play my game. And I know, like, me and Peter have had great games in the past. He's won a lot, I've won a fair few, so I know I can win. So, you know, tomorrow's another day. Tonight was a wee bit dodgy, to say the least. Very nervy. Christian could have won that easily. I felt when I kept going ahead, I didn't push strong enough, and I kept him in the game, but at the end, he could have won it.
So, see you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. Brendan Dolan. Seine zukünftige Ehefrau, Theresa, sie leidet und lebt das Ganze immer mit. Sie werden in ein paar Tagen heiraten. Hat sie vor 2 Jahren in Berlin übrigens gefragt, hat er ihr den Heiratsantrag gemacht und jetzt werden sie es endlich angehen. Ja, Brendan Dolan, er sagt selbst, ich bin nicht da, wo ich mich sehe.